Hello guys, if you can't tell by the title, I thought it was a great time to reorganize my bookshelf. I don't remember exactly when, but we did do a bookshelf tour briefly, very briefly I believe. I don't know why or when exactly, but we did. But I got some new books, I got some nether piles and stuff, so I thought maybe it was a good time, since it is getting more spring weather and all that it was a good time to reorganize. And I thought, why not bring you guys along as this chaotic mess continues. So just a brief overview or recap of my shelf. The top shelf are some of my favorite books. We got some Sarah J Maas with the Crescent Cities, and then over here we have Carrie Maniscalco with the Kingdom of the Wicked, and I always mess up on the other one, the Brother Sins. I don't remember, but I love those ones. My second shelf is books that I have read, and a lot of them are book of the month books, and then just random stuff. And of course, I have some of my daughter's things. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Had to answer a call real quick. But no. So like I said, I have my daughter's stuff, this stuff up here, because her brother loves to touch certain things, and to keep it out of his hand, I said we'll put it up here. So there's that. This next shelf is always changing constantly. This is my bookshelf like area designated for library books. So I have a ton of library books I check out. I try to read them as fast as possible and return them, but I also tend to keep them a little bit and read them for as long as I can when I can. Next is my physical TBR of books that I own. So these are ones that I own that I have not yet had a chance to read. This shelf tends to be the one my son touches the most, so I don't know how much of this will get changed, because he tends to mess with this one the most. So we'll see. And then the last two are probably going to stay the same, but I might reorganize or go through it real quick. These are papers, notebooks, random stuff that my kids have. Like I said, paper, like notebooks from like school stuff. And then I have blankets down here that my son is also constantly pulling out and messing up. So there is that. But like I said, we're going to try to reorganize. My plan is, I think I'm going to move some of these ones, especially my book of the month ones, to up top, because I can stack them a little higher since there's no shelf up there. And then maybe move some of my more favorite ones down, and then I can move some of the little knickknacks and stuff up as well, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But first things first is I'm going to have to take all these down. So enjoy the little clip of me doing all that. Alright, so that was probably a quick 10-minute pull down of just 4 shelves. And in one way I'm like, dang, I have a lot of books. And at first I was going to be like, well, majority of them are library books. But this is my pile for library. And then over here, excuse the mess, is my pile of books for my own, that I own, that I've read or haven't read. So now I'm going to real quick wipe down the shelves because a couple of the ones that I haven't touched, meaning like my one that I read already, is kind of dusty and you can see it, which is bad. So I'm going to wipe these down real quick and then we'll figure out how to organize it. So you will see me again cleaning and putting them on. And then at the end, I will give you guys obviously a up close tour showing what the new organization is. So on to the montage. All right. Excuse me if you hear my son in the background. He did not want to wait. You might also see his head a little bit. Try my best to do this without him, and he's like, "Oh, why are you touching my stuff?" So I think for the most part, I have it where I can kind of like it. I won't lie, I got hit a couple of times in the head by one book, which is not reassuring because it means that it's probably going to fall. And I think I did try several times to have it standing, and it did not work, which is annoying because it's a gorgeous cover. It's a gorgeous like special edition, so I would like to show it off, but if it keeps falling, I can't have it because obviously my son will get knocked out just like I did. So we'll see for a little bit how long this lasts. But here is the bookshelf. Like I said, I did change up at least mostly the top two shelves. Like I said, I put a lot of my book of the month books stacked because I can stack them higher. I put Immortal Consequences because that's a gorgeous cover. We kept The Last Ronin up top for the reason. The Knight and the Moth is the one that keeps falling on me. So like I said, we'll see if I keep it there or if I have to move it. Because like I said, if I remember correctly, I feel like that was one where I stood it up because of the cover being so pretty and stuff. But that I think it fell so many times when I tried to stand it up like that. So we'll see. And then I didn't change too much for my favorites. We still have The Kingdom of the Wicked and the Sins Brothers, whatever it's called. I suck at remembering that one, but I love her books. I added Apprentice to the Villain and Assistant to the Villain, Enchantra, and Phantasma. I know the Phantasma book is a book of the month, but the fact that I have the Enchantra book here, I was trying to keep series together, okay? I'm trying to keep series together. I tried to line them up according to height because I know some of them I have the hardback and some of them I have the paperback. And I get the paperback because they're cheaper, but then what sucks is when you get the new books and they're always in hardback. So then either A, I gotta wait forever for them to release the paperback, or I just get the hardback covers. Then we have Spell Shop. There, love that book. Haven't read the second one. It is on my list, so we will see when I get to that one. And then I have Sarah J. Maas. Still reading the Throne of Glass series and ACOTAR. With the new news of the ACOTAR books coming out, I should push myself, but we'll see. And then, of course, Crescent City, the first one right here. That one is my favorite all time of that. Out of her books, I love Crescent City the most. ACOTAR and Throne of Glass right now are meh to me, but Crescent City, I read that whole series pretty much right away. The rest, I'm struggling. So there's that. I kept Third Shelf as library books, but I kind of reorganized it. I put these ones up front. If you see, I do have the third ACOTAR book here, and then I have the last Throne of Glass, but I still have to read Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, but I don't physically own them, and getting them from the library at the same time is kind of hard, especially because I want to do the tandem read for it, so that's hard. But I do have all my library books stacked there. I kind of have my paperback ones all right on the end. My son loves to, like I said, pull the books off. And these are just a little bit above his head. So he's less likely to touch these. And considering they're from the library, I would like him not to damage those. Which is why this bottom shelf is still the same. So, well, it's the same books. It's the same My Physical TBR, but I organized it. So all of my book of the month books are right there, plus a couple of self-helps. Those were on my I read pile, but I'm going to be honest, one of them I'm pretty sure I have not read. I've started numerous times back in the day, and one I think I read a long time ago. So it's one of those things where I don't remember it. Then I have my hardback books. I only have a couple that are not book of the month related. And then I have a ton more of paperback ones. So, and I had to stack them because, like I said, my son's going to touch this. I already know he is going to touch this. And then I do have a few books. I can't find out where to put them. So, I don't know what to do. So, this one is one I haven't read, but I can't put it on my shelf unless I want to stack it in front. But like I said, my son is 100% going to touch this one. This is one I read a while ago, but it's the smallest one of the whole thing that I own book-wise. So I'm like, it's like the most awkward one because it's literally the like size of my palm, the pocket ones. So I don't know where to put that one. And then I have this self-help book that I got a long time ago, have tried numerous times to read and do all of that. And I'm like, I don't know where to put this. And I don't even know if I want to keep this because there are some books too that I want to get rid of, which I'll show you guys those ones as well real quick too. Okay, I also forgot that my daughter gave me this one. And did I? Oh, I did. Okay. I couldn't remember. But she gave me this one because she didn't want Percy Jackson because she doesn't like Percy Jackson. Don't come after my daughter. Okay. but I've never read Percy Jackson, and I honestly have no desire to, but I don't know where to put it because it was a gift from her. So, but here are some books that I want to get rid of. I just don't know how. We don't have like a little library near us. I've looked online, and I don't know if my library will take a couple of these because of one is a book of the month book that I just did not like and don't want. So I don't know what to do with them, but these are the ones that I'm going to unhaul as soon as I find out where to unhaul them at. So we have A Game of Fates. This one was one I read a long time ago. She has a series. This one's Hades Saga. I didn't know there's like multiple perspectives. Like there's a Persephone one and then there's a Hades one. This one was the first one of Hades, but it's rough and I don't remember much of it and I don't really care for it. Next is The Fine Print. Read this a long time ago. It was alright. It was decent. I read the second one. I think I liked the second one better. Tried to read the third one. DNF the third one. Not hard DNF. I just did not care as much. And I don't care for this as well. So, next one is When the Moon Hatched. This thing is huge, okay? And I was so highly expecting this book that when it came out and I read it, I was very disappointed because it was just not what I thought. The first half was interesting and like crazy and I loved that. And then like I think like 200 pages in, I stopped caring because of that. And this is 600 pages, so it was rough. Next is Still Beating. I tried reading this, and the first 90 pages are just not my cup of tea. And it's supposed to be great and beautiful, and I love the cover. But the topic of this book is just not for me. So, no. And then this is the one that I might offend people, and I get it, and I'm sorry. But Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I read like 120 pages or something, and I just did not care for it. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I did not like it. Hold on. Okay. I forgot to put the wipes away, and my son's trying to touch them. But no. So those are the ones I want to get rid of. I'm going to add the little knickknacks back on that were my daughter's. And yeah, I will probably post a picture on like Instagram or something of the new bookshelf. But thank you guys for watching. Tell me, how do you guys organize your bookshelves? I think I asked when I gave the bookshelf tour. Do you organize by author, genres, colors, stuff like that? Do you like hardbacks, paperbacks? What is your favorite kind of book? And I will see you guys next time. Make sure if you like that you like and subscribe. And I will see you next Thursday with a new video. Bye.